This is Gerald Ballantyne here again, and we are on video 23. Yes, 23. We'll be moving now, aren't we? 23. Right, yesterday I should have done something and I completely forgot about it. But I did it first thing this morning, and you will see it at the end of this video. Right, let's move on to the next subject, as that'll be key number 1. And I was actually reading something today. Now, I don't know how many marketers out there know of a person called Tim Sales. Very prominent in the network marketing industry, and the man I've followed ever since I've been in the business of network marketing. And I've learned a lot from him. And I was going through one of his books, and I was thinking about what he was talking about in the way of training, and I got to thinking about OSP, OnlineSalesPro, and I'd like to just read this little passage from this here. It's all about, in this case we're talking about a bit of MLM objection. The ultimate key to handling the MLM objection is to steer a prospect towards more training. Right, and that is so right, because when I started my network marketing, I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything at all. I had to be trained, and one of the things that's happening in not an OSP, but us directing people to OSP, we're not getting the message across because they're not joining. They're not seeing the value of what OnlineSalesPro and its systems and back office training has got in there. There's this I wouldn't call it arrogance, but this know-it-all, don't need to have this information, I am okay, Jack. Okay, that's why so many are unsuccessful, because they don't listen. They don't want to listen. They think they know it all. And I think we've seen some cases where that's been said in the room, that eventually somebody got through to somebody and they actually joined. And I think also Joel said something in the office. They were talking about some leaders who finally got the penny dropped that what OSP was all about. Okay, so it always comes back to training. I'm speaking to people myself on the side, that OSP is not just about money, it's about learning, you're teaching yourself how to create the income, but you can't do it unless you're trained how to do so, or how to use the systems to make that income, right? And that involves people. So you've all got work to do. I just want to carry on a bit. I'll start again. The ultimate key to handling the MLM objection is to steer a prospect towards more training. The kind of training you can offer with your resources, your company, and your leadership. It doesn't matter why the MLM objection gets raised, the best solution for it is still the same. Training is the key. You've benefited. Know how much you can do to say. That's it. It just boils down to training. You can't walk into this industry and expect to make money or whatever, because it isn't. This is not a job. This is not a job. It's time to go back to school. Go back to school, learn this whole thing, and learn it from the big boys, okay, including me, and don't waste time with people who don't want to be trained. They don't want to listen. Move on to the next person, right? It's their life. You can't change it. You can't do anything about it. That's their issue. That's their problem. Those who do listen will benefit. Okay, right. Next subject: thought. Let's just get rid of that thing there. Thought of the day is: If you really want world-class success, decide today to stop caring what other people think and keep your own counsel. Others may or may not have your best interests at heart, but you always will. Calm down and listen to the little voice inside and have the guts to follow it. Trust yourself and know that if you're wrong, you have the ability to come back. Caring about other people is an asset. Caring about what other people think is a liability. Nice one. Nice one. Tip of the day. Don't take people for granted. I'm going to use me and my wife as an example. And I think as spouses, you know, we've been married for 32 years. But we do this, we all do it, take people for granted. And we don't listen to things and whatever. Okay. So I think me and my wife sort of work ourselves up. My wife and I work ourselves up a few months ago. And we've got a great marriage, and we hardly argue. In fact, if we have an argument in a year, it'd be a miracle. But one can subconsciously not realise that you are taking them for granted. And my wife was sitting at the table one day, and she said, I said something about, like, you know, we'd like a cup of tea, and all I got was a grunt back, right? And it was a yes, I knew that, but I thought, no, I'll take that a little bit further just to make sure she realised I'm actually alive. I said, look, I'm going to put some arsenic in there. Would you like 2 teaspoons or just 1? Okay. And she looked up at me, she says, I'm listening. It's a simple little thing, but it's how you can get into the habit of you're hearing but not listening. And it's not good, is it? Right. So next time your wife says something to you, or spouse, or whoever, even your child, just listen. Just listen. Doesn't hurt. And I always say this, and I'll always bring this up in my videos. The window of life is only open once. Only once. Right, that's it for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and something's coming. I'm pretty happy. Cheers. Right, here we go. We're in for the next 3rd weigh-in, and let's see what we're going to be at. So first of all, make sure it's set on 0. There we go. And let's get on. What are we at? Wow, look at that. Awesome. I'm just above 16 stone. Last time was about 16.4. We're rocking and rolling. Hooray!